I want you to imagine you're single and you're in a bar and a beautiful woman is across the bar from you and she smiles at you and then you get scared and run away. That silly analogy is how I'm going to describe how for the past 23 years people have been afraid of Toyota's Atrac system. That is their improvement on locking differentials. Yes, improvement. For 23 years, people have misunderstood it and been afraid of it. And today I'm going to talk about how Toyota on the new generation of TNGAF trucks and SUVs, doesn't matter what truck or SUV you have, if it's from Toyota or Lexus, it's all on this platform, and they have improved the Atrac system. And they have improved the number one thing that freaks people out about Atrac and gives it a bad reputation. All right, disclaimer, when I say Atrac, I'm talking about anything that falls under Atrac, downhill assist, MTS, crawl control, etc. The system where the vehicle breaks a wheel and sends the power to the wheel that has traction on the ground. Listen to what I'm talking about and you'll see what I mean. Let's hear how Atrac sounds on this generation of Toyota and Lexus.
なんですけれども、離します。すると今ブレーキの油圧調整むちゃくちゃ頑張ってくれてます、LX 君が。うわ、すごい角度。上野さん、これ何度ぐらいあるんですか？25度ぐらい。25度。わ、これでも25度なんだ。正直怖い角度ですが、 LX はですね、この従来モデル何の問題もなくクリアしてくれました。
Alright, that burp 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 has caused Toyota so many problems with the reputation of Atrac for the past 23 years. That sound, that burp burp, causes people to take their foot off the gas and stop using Atrac before they've even started. So they never fully experience what Atrac and MTS and all these other systems are because they freak out, they get afraid of the sound, they take their foot off the gas, and they claim that the system didn't work because when they take their foot off the gas, well, the system doesn't work anymore. In my opinion, the sole cause of that freakout is the unsettling sound. The sound harkens back to the old VSC or vehicle stability control days where it cuts the gas. The ECU cuts the fuel pump or fuel injectors, and that means nothing's working, the car is going to move backwards, it cut the power, blah, blah, blah. That's not what Atrac does. But since the psychological sound brr, brr, brr is there, people freak out and they let off the gas and they claim Atrac didn't work. It slipped, it lost forward momentum, it needed to figure it out, blah, 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 blah. Now Toyota knows what I'm talking about. We know this because they fixed it. They fixed the number one psychological roadblock to people accepting and adopting MTS and Atrac, and that is that brr, brr, brr noise that freaks people out. Check out what it's like on the new TNGA trucks and SUVs.
はい、じゃあこれ一番遅い状態にして足を離します。上野さん、全然違いますね。これは全然違う。はいはい。
ちゃんと車速を維持してくれてます。
すいません、ちょっと声でかすぎた。なんかもっと冷静に話そう。本当に何にも怖くない。車内に音もしない。これでリバースに動きます。いきます。さっき私 LX 従来モデル怖いって言いましたけど、クロール全然怖くない。嘘でしょ。
So that is completely silent. So what does this mean? This means with this new generation of Toyota trucks and SUVs, Lexus included, like the GX550, now when people go off-road and select the MTS mode or just go down to straight Atrac or whatever they're doing, downhill assist, anything that requires the ABS system to modulate the brakes and send power to the wheel that has traction, anytime they do that, they're not even going to know it's happening. And what that means is it's going to build a sense of confidence in the driver, and that was always the intention of Atrac which was implemented again 23 years ago. It was to send more power than a locker can provide on the one wheel that has traction, meaning the one that's on the ground versus the one in the air. That's right, mathematically, a locker cannot send more than 25% to one single wheel. Atrac can send up to 50% power to one wheel. A locker cannot do that. That's why Toyota and Lexus insist on putting Atrac and MTS on all these trucks and SUVs standard. Yeah, I know there's lockers in some markets, and they're putting the rear locker on some of these trucks and SUVs on the new TNGAF platform. You get a rear locker, right? And so what does that mean? That's there for marketing purposes. The same reason your TNGAF platform, the Land Cruiser 300 GR Sport, comes with a CD player. It's for marketing and nostalgia reasons, because some people have it in their mind that locker is the way to go. Toyota wisely realizes that the primary thing impeding people adopting Atrac and MTS is that annoying, freakish, anxious, worrisome ABS noise. And now, thankfully, that's a thing of the past. So what you're going to see from a lot of new generation Toyota and Lexus adopters when they take it off-road is you're going to see a new level of confidence, because they're not even going to know that they're using these systems, because if they just keep their foot steady on the gas pedal, they're going to sail over obstacles where one would traditionally rely on a locker. Not only that, they're going to realize that they're getting more power to those wheels that are on the ground that actually have traction. And that is something that you can feel. It's not subjective. We know what lockers are. We've driven locked vehicles and we've driven Atrac vehicles. When that wheel gets off the ground, you can feel that extra 25%, meaning 50% total, that's on the ground moving you, thrusting you up an obstacle, where in a locked situation, you can feel that you have 25% less power. It's real. So the new off-road driver with the new silenced Atrac and MTS is going to feel a tremendously impressive amount of confidence in these systems without that psychological burp, burp, burp to freak them out and make them stop driving. I'll never forget our very first Atrac experience. When I looked down at the road, and we were off-road, and there was a big rut, and I said, we're getting up. I don't know how this is going to do it, with quote open differentials using this Atrac system. So essentially we're testing it for the first time. And I said, okay, just drive over it like you're locked. That's what the internet says, right? Just steady on the gas. That's what everybody says. And we're going up like this. And I said, I don't know how this is going to work. This will be a miracle if it works. And I could not believe it. It's stuck in my head. We all screamed and shouted as I just went steady on the throttle. And as this thing is lifting wheels off the ground, there was none of this Atrac rumor stuff that you hear online about it loses forward momentum or it needs time to think about it. There's a reaction time and you're going to feel it slip backwards. Nonsense. The thing just sailed over those obstacles, and we were just blown away. Not only how it sailed over, meaning it did it, but you actually felt more power than a locked differential. Why don't most people realize what we realized when we take this thing off-road and we use Atrac? Well, it goes back again to that annoying, obnoxious sound that thankfully Toyota is well aware of as a detriment to people adopting Atrac MTS, downhill assist, crawl control, etc. So it's silent now, and that's a new level of refinement that couldn't be more exciting. It couldn't be more better, because when I think about what could make this GX460 and the older Toyotas better when we use this Atrac system, and that would be to silence those burp, burp, burp noises, even though we have trained our brains to trust that noise and go, when you hear that, it's like the Atrac angel flapping its wings. It's going to lift you up like little pixies. It's going to lift you up over the obstacle. We only have that understanding because we do that constantly. And other off-roaders that exploit the system realize that too. But to the casual, first time getting in a Toyota SUV or truck off-road, and they get a wheel off the ground and they hear brrrr, they're going to take their foot off the gas, freak out, get online on Reddit and get online on the forums and go, it doesn't work, a locker superior, it lost forward momentum, blah, 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 blah. That was you freaking out and taking your foot off the gas. That's why the car went backward. You told it to go backwards. But to be fair, those sounds were a major part of this whole 23 years of Atrac mythological nonsense. So enjoy your new TNGAF platform. That stuff, as you heard, is dead silent now. You won't even know it's there. When you go off-road, put it in the correct mode. Don't put it in rock if you're going uphill on ice. Put it in the right mode. Put it in the right range. And whether using MTS or Atrac or any combination, just drive the vehicle. And yes, locking differentials are traction control. They're just traction control from 100 years ago. Atrac, MTS, and all of Toyota's traction control system for off-road are where it's at. Use them, trust them, and enjoy the fact now that it's silent.